the top 4.
Here we go. Match starting, and we are underway. Moving into it, we've already got the Volt and Death's Domain, and looking in, who do we have? It's going to be King of Canada.
I don't even know if this is what you do in Canada, but I salute you, King. As we see Luke Cage, Hitmonkey, Wasp, Bast, and Mysterio. We have a nice setup here, and they're really contemplating right off the bat. Just get the security page in Luke Cage down, take advantage of all of the mana before heading into 3, and then we're probably going to see Bast drop pretty quickly.
That is a sexy Mysterio. I just gotta say, man, that is very nice.
Yeah. I think it's Art Germ. I'm not sure, but it's a cool one. I like that one. Yeah.
The contrast right next to the Angela is kind of mind-blowing in and of itself. But yes, we are getting Hitmonkey off the start, and this is no surprise. Running a Hitmonkey control deck is how I managed to hit Infinite on my main account this time. It's still got capabilities, but Electro and a Death's Domain never fails, right? Every single time you go against Electro, there's always going to be an Oscorp or a Death's Domain, I swear.
I wonder, are we about to see for this channel, our first tournament Galactus deck?
Well, I'm looking at this, and it's potential, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably more of the Dr. Doom styling. There is a
ramp wave.
This is a very good world for a Galactus player because they can put down Wolverine and then just start, and it can survive through. But nope, okay. We're gonna see the Sandman come out. This is just a death kneel. I was gonna say the locations are terrible for a Hitmonkey deck anyway. I mean, Death's Domain into the Vault. What are you gonna do? You couldn't drop it all before and now Sandman, GG.
Yeah, I mean, this is, to be completely honest, this is an awful matchup for the King of Canada. You have a Sandman ramping deck. So not only are they going to typically try to have more mana on their side, they have the luxury of controlling you. And your entire deck is based on turn 5 and turn 6 going absolutely bonkers with cards. So a lot of this is going to have to be very carefully placed, very strategic along the way. I like the idea of the Rocket Raccoon and Fisk Tower, thinking that they're looking at, I'm assuming a Dr. Doom incoming, take advantage of Death's Domain. Yep, there it is, onto the battlefield. We can pretty much forecast, knowing that the vault is now closed, what's going to happen next. This is a smart call to be looking at that retreat button.
I mean, don't even click retreat later, just retreat. That's just good and done. There ain't no world where the opponent's going to retreat from that one. Well, we may have the King of Canada here. It looks like Sandman is going to be the King of Canada because this is just going to make some problems. Oh, that's a cute family.
I think one of the big things that we're going to have on in here right now is keeping an eye on how they decide to take Hitmonkey to the next level in a Sandman deck.
Bro, King of Canada, what it did... I mean, I think that he came into my stream the other day. Did he get some of my bad location luck? Because this is not good. Well, hey, no, Daily Bugle at least getting Dr. Doom is massive.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, so now you've got the Blue Marvel also in hand as well. There is some strong potential here. So there's a couple of ways that you could look to potentially go about this with this now known about the Sandman deck. Number one, as they toss the Nebula on in there and get the Arnim Zola to do absolutely nothing, and then a leader to put Luke Cage on both sides of the battlefield. That's an interesting piece of information. Oh, it's a
this is ramp with 2 6s already out.
Yeah. There's good potential actually happening on this side, I'm not gonna lie. So what they could do is they could start looking at a turn 4 play, right? If you're looking at a Hitmonkey build, you're looking at turn 4 being your big woohoo play, and then you're just plot supplementing. Now, knowing what they've already put out there with the leader and the Arnim Zola in a ramp style deck, they have Dr. Doom in their hand. Oh man, if they play that wave down right now, it's going to be a really interesting match. But Bishop, this is tough. Oh, here it goes. Wave dies on in, tosses into the Quantum Tunnel, and turns into the form of Nebula, who just kind of sits there.
Yeah, that's not the end of the world with this one. Dr. Doom is... I think that you just have to throw the Dr. Doom into the Quantum Realm, and then maybe you can draw him again, right? That's what you're aiming for at this stage, because you have to make the assumption that something big's going to be coming for a second. So you don't have the ability to Odin back. So the only thing you can do is just Hail Mary it in there. I don't necessarily mind the Blue Marvel play, but I think that having 2 extra turns to draw Dr. Doom would be more helpful.
You need not only Doctor Doom, you're also trying to keep an eye specifically on Mysterio, because at least Mysterio is going to be doubling up the value of that bishop right there. And then they're going wave and wave and wave. If you don't have Sandman, you could just build one.
This quantum tunnel is being manipulated. I thought with Leader and Arna and Zola going down was going to be big, but all right. Now throw down the Doom.
Now it's interesting. Do you throw down the Doom to rotate something else out? What, do you think that there's something else in the hand that could potentially do that? Or are you looking to play Mysterio on the final turn if they drop down the Sandman? How do you play this one?
I just think the more turns you have a chance to get Dr. Doom back, the better. Because the fact that you have it, you got it from Daily Bugle. You know that he's got it, and there's a chance that he could have his Odin. Just go. Finally, there we go.
There we go. Dropping the Doom into the Quantum Realm, committing to it. Take out the Doom bots, place them on down. They're now 6 power each due to Blue Marvel. Tosses into the Quantum Tunnel, turns into Rocket Raccoon, which is just going to stay at 3. Oh my God.
This is just
build your own Sandman.
This is this one hurts. All right, so you've got Mysterio left.
Yeah, Mysterio is a really good call right now.
Because remember the fact that for everybody that doesn't know, Mysterio technically plays in every single location. So if you play the powered Mysterio, you know, the 4-power one in either Ruins or Los Diablos, that means that Quantum Tunnel will be switched over with something else. No, don't play the powered one there.
No, play the power in Los Diablos. You can do it. You can do it. No. Either way, he's going to be getting 3 extra power into the Bishop. Plus the one that's going to be over in Los Diablos is going to get a little extra bump for Blue Marvel too. One of the empties definitely needs to hit the Quantum Tunnel to pull out something else and maybe seal the Quantum Tunnel.
I don't like this. Again, you know that he has Dr. Doom in his hand. Play it in Los Diablos so that way you can have, because now it's going to be a 4 differential and he can lose to Dr. Doom.
1000% agree. Let's see if he commits to it. Oh, wait, he did. He is in waiting final turn, so he's played it in the middle. He's basically trying to steal Ruins and Quantum Tunnel right now. That is the hope. Because the play is going to hold back the Nebula, so the Nebula won't grow. So whatever it pops out is going to have possible play.
I'm an idiot. He has Bishop. He already beats the Doom. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I didn't see it there for just a second. So I am wrong. He is right. He is smart. I am unwise. And he gets the Doom.
Oh! Doom bots. Popping out all the Doom bots. Popping out the Mysterios. He's going to be taking 4 cubes on this one. Almost guaranteed, unless something crazy happens here. Wow, he went big. He didn't think anything was going to hit in the Quantum and took a risk. Did not pay off. And 4 cubes takes on down, and the King of Canada moves forward at the current lead of, I think, 8-6.
And man, that one feels good. You know, after getting Sandman on turn 1 and being a hit monkey deck that got waived, what, twice?
Yeah.
That feels real good.
Survivability is key. Yeah, 3 waves on that one.
Oh, that's right, because it was waved into the location on turn 3.
Yeah.
Played again on turn 4, and then Odin again after that. Oh, God, that's harsh.
All right, we've got destroying cards right off the bat, the Mysterio and the Raft. I mean, the race to the Raft may actually be really critical on this one to get that free 6-drop to get it out by turn 4, just in case if that Sandman's going to be popping on down. So if I were the King of Canada, I'd be pushing pretty hard for this one too.
I mean, he also has Jeff in there, which is really good because then he can just kind of throw down Jeff into that location and then it's not even locked and shifted away, right? Quantum Tunnel going for Bishop is, I mean, that's a Quantum Realm. Sorry, not Quantum Tunnel. Going down over there, so get the extra power and throwing down Ebony Maw in the Raft. Okay.
Okay, so I'm reading that. Whoops, there's the cute family again. I am reading that more so as, okay, if I'm playing down this, I'm broadcasting to my opponent, I have Doom. That's how I look at it. Because if you're feeling secure on turn 2 to take that Ebony Maw and play it down right away, you're already telling your opponent, careful, I could still reach in here, whether it be Dr. Doom, which is most likely the case in this style of deck, but there could be a Jeff. You never know.
I mean, I like what the plan is with it. He knows the fact that he wants to try to put the Doom bots over into Quantum Realm, right? With base power of 2, so that way they can try to push into that one. Not the end of the world. Again, same mechanics that we were talking about with Mysterio a second ago. It technically does count as play, so don't play your powered Mysterio into Quantum Realm so that way I can pick up the extra 2. He can technically Ant-Man and Jeff right now just to go ahead and get this done. But I mean, I would just Mysterio and Jeff, just make it easy, right?
Yeah, Mysterio and Jeff, because Jeff into the raft is nice. He can build up the Angela and then move it off, build up Angela even further. So you guarantee the 6 power card as well in that process. But he's going for the Hitmonkey play early. We talked about this, where he's going to have the advantage of try to stay ahead of Sandman. And that is probably a really safe call.
And plus, he's going to be able to get the extra power coming out from this one over on to the Hitmonkey, so it's going to make it feel a bit better. He can always Jeff next turn. I mean, right now, whenever we're looking at this, he's probably going to have a low drop that comes out of this anyway, so he can just kind of throw Jeff into the raft, get his free 6 cost, and empty out the rest of his hand before Sandman even hits. A lot of viability inside that, no issue at all. See, Bast coming in, tomato, tomato. Now, the only thing about it is, you can't play as Bast. Because if he plays as Bast, the raft gives you the card first, and then everything goes off. True
factor. Either way, I'm looking at the double bump up that he could do on this round between the Jeff over in the Angela lane and the Ant-Man getting the extra power on top of that. So that's the one I'm rushing on in for. He's got to be looking at Doom, thinking that he could steal the raft right now on the other side of the battlefield.
So now it's just going to be about what is the cost that comes down. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, we're going to see a learning opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, as a Doom hits. Sadly, we won't get... Yeah, at least the Doom bot also brings a little bit of extra comfort right now, because we're probably going to see Doom pop up on the other side. Wait for Doom. Leader, who copies the Ant-Man, because the Ant-Man... Oh my god.
Because the Ant-Man had 5 power from being filled out. It was technically higher than the Jeff, so he just got the 2 power Ant-Man.
There we go. Play it on down. Get the Doom. This is a 2-point win right here. He's got to be thinking there's something else popping because he just got that 6 Doom. You've got the Jeff who can slide on over. I'm expecting a retreat coming from the other side of the battlefield, but this was a nice play. We didn't get a lot of those big ramp cards from our opponent here. It was Mira. It was a little hard to read. I apologize. Try and zoom it on in there.
Mirrored Fables.
Mirror of Fables. Yeah, Mirrored Fables. There we go.
I thought it was Mirror of Fables for a long time too, but yeah.
Mirrored. Got it. I want to give credit where credit is due and do it right, but he's taking the lesser power in the raft.
I like that because the fact that the Angela is going to go ahead and push the Doom back up to being a 5. So if he has Doom on the other side of it, since he's 1 power ahead now, it should equalize out to be the same. So.
Oh, there's the retreat. There's the retreat. Smart retreat on the other side, but the Hitmonkey deck so far is holding on. Good job, King of Canada. You can keep your throne. This is the last of the first single cube rounds. Next round, we head into the high stakes. To me, at least when I do battle mode, this specific round is the most important round to go ahead and try to be aggressive, because on the next rounds, you need to start playing very conservatively, in my opinion.
Well, we're looking into this now, and throwing Ant-Man into Strange Academy is interesting, but also beneficial given the fact that Hellfire Club does land over there. There's a lot of debate right now on whether playing blind into locations is good or bad these days, given the fact of how many bad locations have recently come out. So it's very, very ballsy to throw down an Ant-Man into Strange Academy because you never know where it's going to end.
True, and either way, if you play this outright though, by loading these all up, what you're actually doing with this opponent is you're telling them absolutely nothing. You're telling them you're not going to know where I'm going. Good luck. And now you're basically throwing in kind of a lockjaw scenario of just wild carding it the whole way through.
And this is the problem with Ant-Man and Bast and Strange Academy. It's that good old negative zone over there.
That sucks to this deck either way. Let's be honest here. It sucks to this deck either way.
This is pretty much 2 counter locations, right? This is kind of rough. Can go ahead and throw down Jeff. Even though he will be moved, he can still move afterwards. Right. Wave coming out. Gee, I wonder what's coming next. Do you have any idea, guys?
I think the next play, I'm going to go Sandman. But at the same time, being that it's Wave and not Electro, it literally could be anything to buy information and time.
Ouch.
If I'm on the other side, I'm praying right now for Odin, actually.
I mean, Odin could be good. I wouldn't be surprised if it could be a Doctor Doom as well, but I mean, we'll have to see how it goes into it. The negative zone is just going to be such an issue, really, whenever we're looking at King of Canada and how to handle this one. That's going to be Odin yet again, and
Bingo.
the brakes are hard slammed, and what do you even do now? I guess, like, Mysterio isn't even a good play with that negative zone.
No, unfortunately not. Now you've got the bishop, at least, who could be plopped down as a secure play in the negative zone, because then you know you have a Mysterio in your hand. So at minimum, that bishop is going to grow to at least 4, even if they go ahead and play Sandman on this turn right now. But I like the idea of bob and weave, bring a couple over into the negative zone, because you have the Mysterio, you have the Hit Monkey, you have good cards. Here it goes. Bishop, Jeff, Ant-Man. Best case scenario, Ant-Man in the middle. Does it land? Nope.
Yeah, that was my concern, was that going over there, because even if you do manage to fill that one out, which you're probably not going to be able to do with the Sandman now down.
Nope.
I was kind of intrigued about the fact that he made the move with Jeff early. I would think the fact that if anything, you'd kind of want to sit that one so that there was a better chance for the Ant-Man and Bass to land into Hellfire Club, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that was the hope, the fact that he could put one there and then afterwards move. Well, then he couldn't move Jeff out. I don't know what's rational.
Yeah, no. Could be a learning opportunity. Either way, they're moving on. They're continuing on, waiting for the next round to pop on in as we head into Hyde's Stakes for round number 5. And I agree with the chat that, yes, these locations have been very rough for the King of Canada, but he may have a small gift right now with Kamar Taj.
Yeah, this is what we need. I mean, bad locations galore for King of Canada, and Mirror of Fables just doing a great job of understanding what they need to do and what their win conditions are to stop this deck. And it is predominantly wave and then wave again. We're like an NFL game. It's just everybody's doing the wave.
This is a 4-cuber right now, and in my opinion, the King of Canada, if he was not the one to snap, this would be the one I would snap on right away. They have a huge win condition out there with Kamar Taj. We have not seen a card like Cosmo, and in a ramp deck, knowing that the kiln is going to lock down, you are basically trying to play against 10 power, if not 20 power dooms at the moment. I would be putting that pressure on them early, but I'm also a risk taker in that aspect, where I'm playing out these cards aggressively.
So this is, Kamar Taj is so peculiar just due to the situation what we're looking at, with Dr. Doom being in there, with Odin also existing. I don't know who would technically have the merit inside of this, but I do like the fact that we are going to go ahead and see the bishop go down into Kiln, so that way the Mysterio, technically we can see Mysterio and Ant-Man go down if he wants to into that location, as well as Bast. I mean, sure, put one extra power on a Luke Cage. Orcus Forge, not necessarily going to be too bad for what we're going to be looking at in regards to what's going to be happening for King of Canada. But Nebula going down, I mean, it's not going to be the biggest deal in the world, right? That's going to go up to probably like a 5 at the end of the day.
With Nebula,
Yeah.
when all is said and done, you're probably looking at about a 7 at max if he doesn't have anything else widespread. But you've got Bast in your hand, and this is, on this turn in particular, where you don't have any ramp cards, you've got one more card ahead of you. You could have been looking at potentially Basting and getting 9 power on the board using your Mysterio as well. So now he's just ramping that bishop up over and over and over, plays the Ant-Man to pull out another Sentinel, as we've been double waved technically, into the 4-cost cards. This might get a little hairy.
Do you like Sentinels? Because, bro, we're going to give you Sentinels on top of your Sentinels to work with the other Sentinels. Because you can either play an Orcus Forge, where you're going to get Sentinels, or you can play your Sentinel into Kamar Taj, where you can get 2 Sentinels. So we are doing a massive Sentinel sale right now over here at Crazy
You get a
Larry's
Sentinel. You get a
Yeah.
Sentinel. You get a Sentinel.
Oh,
it is risky right now. Where do you go, knowing wave is down right now?
well, he's going to go with the
Angela.
It's an interesting
We should
choice.
just change his username to BYOS. Just build your own Sandman. If you can't beat him, Sandman. I'm like, He's just smacking the waves all over the battlefield. And the Angela play on this turn was a little interesting because I'm guessing maybe they were trying to take the wild card chance that maybe Leader was going to drop early to get 2 cards on Kamartaj. Leader does not win pretty much anywhere at this point right now because of Orcus Forge. So if you've got 1 card to play and you're on both sides, what are you playing? Because they're now double snapped. You've got 5 in the final. This is it.
I mean, the only thing that you can really do is just Sentinel into Ant-Man. That's the only thing you can do, because you'll get 3 power into that, then you'll get Angela will go up 2, the Ant-Man's going to go up in power. The problem with it is if there is a Doom, you can't win. There's just, because the Doom's going to go down in Kamartaj, it's going to double up, and Kiln's lost. Right? So
Kiln would still stay, I believe, because that would go up to 15. The Bishop dropping, and then the Mysterio adding on. That's going to go to it's going to go 14.
It's going to go to 14.
If the Doom drops, it's going to be on 15. The edge of 1 token left for the King of Canada, and there it is. There's the Doom, dropping all the Doom bots, shooting up 15 over there. Show the Mysterio in the middle. Does not take it. He's down by 1 in 2 lanes, and now the King of Canada might be overthrown. He's got 1 opportunity to hang on to it.
Well, the mirrored fables that we're going to continue to see is Odin and Doom. That is, I mean, I feel bad. King of Canada is just going to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning just hearing that wave sound effect that just went off like 30 times from the wave. Odin just... You got to give respect, though. King of Canada doing a great job on clinging to life and losing 2 different lanes by 1 against the constant wave, playing what is essentially just a monkey deck is respect.
I had a pop-up on mine. I got to get rid of that. There we go. All right, we've got another on the first one. Yet alone on the very first location, a second time. This could be fun. So let's see here.
This is done. I love you, King of Canada, but Kamartaj, Luke's Bar. If Dr. Doom was drawn, what can you do? I mean,
the best thing they can hope for is Mysterio. Mysterio is their best friend right now, because if they can get that Bishop down and throw Mysterio into Luke's Bar, they're going to ramp that Bishop up to 7, 8, 9 plus power. So that's what they're hoping for. Oh boy, these are awful locations today. Oh my gosh.
It depends on perspective, because Mirrored Fables feeling pretty good about these locations right now. Right?
Yeah. Very true.
Oh, let's just keep on waving. Again, that sound effect is gonna haunt King of Canada for so long.
Luckily, this is round 1.
I'm gonna go back and watch this. I feel like this poor man has been waved at least 20 times.
3 times in the first round, where you had the Quantum Tunnel pop it out back and then Odin again. 3 times in the last round, and the one before that. I mean, you're plus all the Kamartaj waves. Like, you've got to be getting close to 15 waves at this point. The Jeff into Jotunheim's a little interesting to get the Angela beef up and slide, but maybe they're thinking that Luke's Bar is going to be cheeky to them.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You just got to play that maybe they don't draw Doom. That's the only thing that you can really do at this point, and make a pray for it. I think that 100%. We're probably just going to see Odin hit again, because that has been dividends right now.
Artem Zola bright and early, getting out some extra pieces into Luke's Bar.
It's just another way to wave more.
I know. It's just wave and wave and wave and wave. I love the idea of growing that Nebula specifically in Luke's Bar due to Kamartaj as well. That is a cheeky play. I have not seen that combo pop.
This is, I don't even know what you do, man. I Blue Marvel. Do you just go ahead and call it? Do you put yourself out of your misery, or do you just...
You don't, because you have an ace in the hole for Jotunheim, depending. I can never say it right. You have an ace in the hole in Luke Cage. Luke Cage is going to be your best friend, because he hasn't played Luke Cage in 5 rounds yet, if I remember correctly. So every card that gets reduced down all of a sudden could have a final turn. Oh my god! The Art of Zola pops out the Odins to make the waves just go off again. I love it.
Oh my god. This is
Wow.
Weird Fable. I want this deck just so whenever I get tilted, I can just make somebody else's life hell. This I have seen counter matchups, but I have never seen a counter matchup like this before.
This is a wild counter matchup right now. And then the Luke Cage is going to put all of those negatives from Jeff and Angela and Blue Marvel back up a bit. I don't know if it's going to be enough because he's dropping the Chavez. Beef up everybody once again. Here's another 2 for you. And he's going to be short.
He's going to lose.
Oh!
He's going to lose.
Jotunheim! Luke Cage coming in big and survives going into round number 7.
My God, King of Canada.
Wow!
There is no die in this man. He is going to continue to go forward. Mirror of Fables.
Wow. I need this deck on both sides now so you and I can recreate this matchup in our own little way. That was a huge move right there with that Luke Cage and stealing cubes, because now it's 3-1. King of the Canada, I don't know what you put in your maple syrup, but congratulations, you're hanging on for dear life, man. This is fantastic.
I mean, I don't know what he's been doing, but that is like, he's been working on some type of grip strength, because this guy has like climbing Everest right now. I mean, this is still now potentially winnable, because at this point, surely Mirror Fables can't draw a wave, right? It's been just every freaking game now.
Yeah. Oh, the Ebony Maw is down, so you know they've probably got that Doom in hand with a Sinister London popping out on the Ebony Maw lane. The King of Canada's flying that flag high right now, man. This is really nice. If the Los Diablos base can kill the what will be by then the dead X Mansion, King of Canada might be able to go into round number 8. But here we go. We're getting the Bast out there to beef up that Hit Monkey ×2 just for good reason. Get the extra card out there for the... Ooh, wait a minute. Here we go. X Mansion, be good. What are you? On the one side, a Deadpool of pretty much nothing. And then the full lane with the Korg. It's almost a mirror. But Los Diablos kills all the double ups. Oh, that's a little unlucky. Knowing that X Mansion's probably going to go to the other side of the battlefield right now. That was a big rocket.
Yeah, that getting Blue Marvel down could have saved X Mansion, right?
Yeah.
Because that would means the fact that you would have been able to double. But now there's this is just, what do you do next? You can, do you play your Blue Monkey? Do you play your Hit Monkey now? You know that you're playing Blue Marvel next turn. I just think that you take any opportunity you can to get more power, right?
Yeah, I get that Hit Monkey down ASAP, knowing it's turn 4. We know they love Wave and Sandman, so let's see what they build. And they play over into X Mansion, avoid the boost up for the Rocket Raccoon, and Enchantress, who we have not seen all match, comes in round 7 and gets rid of all of the reduction possibilities and keeps Ant-Man down into his small cookie size.
That was a cathartic Enchantress after that last game. You know it was. But now Doom on the horizon in multiple ways as we're looking into this next round. Aren't you so glad that Enchantress got buffed in power?
Buffed and then nerfed all at the same time, but
still technically
almost back to back. And a leech. That's just mean.
We thought
he held on to those two. Wow, great battle mechanics. Okay, you got to give credit where credit is due. These are absolutely stellar battle mechanics, because what he's done is he's held on for as long as possible onto some 2 key cards. He's on the ropes, and now he drops the big pieces right off the bat. Very smart play. But can you steal 2 lanes with a 0 power Angela?
I mean, Hail Mary, opponent retreated, didn't get the Doom, didn't get the wave. We are down to a 1-1 guest. Oh, I love the first rounds every single day.
Oh, I mean, you could not have asked for a better opening round match to have it go literally down to the thinnest of wires. Everybody is on the ropes. Whatever you pull is what you get. If there was ever a time to have ego, this was... No, I'm kidding. Here we go. Monster Metropolis for the beef up one. That really heavily favors Mirrored Fables right now because he's playing that huge ramp deck. I don't know what you can play here.
Clintar. Okay, now we started to see all the rudeness come out from everybody, right? We've seen the Luke Cage drop. We've seen the Leech come into play. So what are we getting on our third location? I mean, I feel like Luke Cage, why not at this point? I guess you could go ahead and Bast on this turn. Bast Iceman wouldn't be the worst idea.
I think holding on to Luke until as late as possible is also, just in case, is a pretty safe strategy right now. That blue marble is also in risk now that we know that there's an Enchantress to be dealing with. So I think you go for power. I think you play the Bast down. I personally would have held the Iceman, get that extra 1 power. As much as you can put into this deck, I would. Ebony Maw is dropping into Clintar right away. Smart play, so the ongoing disappears. But now everything's going to switch up, and Clintar is not guaranteed. It is a glitch with Clintar right now. Clintar is not guaranteed to turn into Symbiote first. So there may be a chance, as Electro hits into the Starlit Citadel, there may be a chance that the other lanes are the ones that switch over. So keep an eye on that as we get into this, because typically locations, they do their effects from left to right, but Clintar does not seem to work like that.
I have not encountered that one, so I'm gonna be with you on that and see how that one goes forward. While we're looking into this, though, I do have to say that an Iceman early isn't the worst idea, specifically against ramp decks, because we're hoping that you can hit the Sandman, but it's not going to be the case. Now we're back to what we are used to.
The Citadel, see, told you. Starlit Citadel activated first, Clintar activated second, and the Sandman ability disappears. King of Canada has a chance. Told you.
Man, that is...
The glitch backfired. Oh.
You can do whatever you want now. You are finally free, Hitmonkey, King of Canada. What can you do? Mirrored Fables, I gotta say, I feel bad for you. You had this one, you had it under control, but no, a glitch coming in to hit you on that one feels rough. But is Wave gonna be enough?
The favorite card of Mirrored Fables, Wave, one more time, just for good measure. Heading into the final round, you've got one card you can play left. This might actually go to the King of Canada as he sits on the blue marble, going into a Monster Metropolis lane.
But I don't know. Even if any big power going over into Clintar is going to flip it, there isn't any way to win Monster Metropolis.
You're right. And they have America Chavez.
Exactly. For all of the effort, for everything that has happened, the Blue Marvel isn't going to do it. Rocket Raccoon isn't going to do it. The only thing you can maybe hope is what? That he decides to play Starlight Citadel? But why? There would be no reason to.
He would lose to it because Bishop's going to go up one more anyway.
I mean, don't forget that there is Leader in deck. There's all this other stuff, so we'll have to see how this is laying. But I'm getting a feeling this is going to be a Dr. Doom and American Chavez. Just call this one easy, and there you go. The hurdles are finally done.
On the rope. Woo!
The only thing I can say for this one is, go ahead and give it the wave, everybody. Give it the wave.
Whee!
That was a game, and this is why I love Marvel Snap right here. This is just so good. That was so good.
That was amazing. That was, I mean, like I said, talk about an amazing opening first round game to watch. That was fantabulous. We're going to use that word as well, just because it's fun. But like, GG's to both players, both of you guys, considering how much of a favored match that was to the Sandman waving ramp style deck to be able to control that Hitmonkey. They went down to 1-1, 8 rounds, Clintar glitch even happening. So it did not activate left to right. So if Second Dinner's watching, if your activations are supposed to go left to right, Starlit Citadel does not do that. I want to hear that from the community as well, because he still hung on by the skin of his teeth, even with the symbiote effect happening. But that was just fantastic, man. That was awesome.
to take a full battle mode whenever you're countered into one location, deciding how this was going to go. That's just respect. I got to give it to him. That said, on the opposite side, Mirrored Fables, I do want that deck. I want it. I'm gonna mess around with it. I want to wave everybody on the face of the earth the way that you did, because again, I'm gonna go back and count. I think that we probably passed 20 waves in those set of games, and that's just ridiculous, and I love it.
I think if it's not named Tidal Wave, it needs to be, because that was just splash and splash and splash. And I mean, granted, let's be honest,
that's
we
what
had the Kamartage.
Tsunami.
Ooh, I like it. But just the combination of the 2 Kamartage rounds 2 plus Odin on top of that was wild.
What got me was whenever he decided to Arnim Zola the wave, and I was just like,
yeah,
all right, this is what we're here for, and I'm about it.
It's almost like it was just a ramp meme deck, though, for that reason, just because of how many times he was able to successfully get wave to execute over and over and over. And knowing that you're going up against a Hitmonkey deck, yeah, that is absolutely 100% the strategy. But I think for me, the king moment right there was that last minute surprise combo of Enchantress and Leech, just hanging on to that for dear life for 6-7 rounds and then popping out at the very end. It's something that we've preached on this channel multiple times, that the idea of showing your hand in full, showing all 12 of your cards too early in the match, is going to tremendously backfire on you in those rope moments. They had multiple times they could have played out that Leech, probably, but chose not to until very late in the battle. Big kudos to how both decks were played, because at least for us, they're saying it in the chat too, that might have already set the bar for like the most fun match we may watch in the next 11 hours.
See, it's very weird. In a lot of tournaments, you don't want to watch the early rounds because they can be kind of boring and blah, 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 blah. Not in Snap. And the early rounds in Snap are where I'm sorry, I already know that I've cussed like twice today, but it's where all the wild ass happens. And this is what I'm about, man. It's where all the fun, crazy stuff just goes down. I think that it's very, very interesting to see the evolution and how different things happen. And I'll be honest, those were just 2 very creative players on both sides. Yeah. Tackling different stuff. Sure, there were benefits and locations back and forth in different areas and stuff like that. We can talk about that to no end. But really, it's just about trying to maximize whatever they had, because you could even see in the situations where like Odin wasn't drawn, the Arnim Zola and how that went down. It was just really, really well established. We are getting our next round set and ready to go, guys. You can see the fact the timer's already done, but due to some mishaps, you probably saw it a second ago, we're trying to give everybody just a bit more time. While we're in the process of doing that, I'm not gonna lie, I need to run and go on a break real fast. So I think that either Default Dan is going to step in, or are we going to go on break? What's our plan here? All right. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and jump for just a second so that way I can go run to the restroom, and you're going to get Default Dan in here for a bit, guest.
You're going to throw him with me?
Yeah. All right. Well, Dan's going to be coming in now, because we got to get Dan's insight on that, man. See, he just got to be a spectator the whole time, because you know he's going to come in like, wow, excited.
I am here.
He hath appeareth.
I am here. So
he hath appeareth.
That match was insane. Insane.
It was.
I was watching it the whole time.
Ridiculous. Like I'm properly floored at how fun that match was to be a part of it. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think that this sets the bar for what we talk about on these styles of tournaments here on the SnapFan channel, is that we are asking for the community to bring the fun factor back to Marvel Snack. And I say back to because it's something that unfortunately it does get lost every now and then.